Imagine a world where possibilities are endless. Imagine a world where you can be anything you want to be. The performing arts allows us to do just that. Away from the current stresses and anxieties of the global pandemic, the performing arts allows us to live alongside this pandemic in a manageable and cohesive way. They essentially allow us to learn how we learn. Now, as stated by Jackson, I am drawing my attention to the unique ways in which children view themselves and the world around them, and how those perceptions develop in response to the changing worlds of home and school. See, the curiosity that children possess allows a sense of wonder, openness, and directness, whereas some adults have succumbed to the conventions of life. So stopping a child from accessing their personal learning resources potentially harms them from bridging the familiar with the unfamiliar. It is even more important nowadays that during the current stark reality, children are able to make believe. I mean, we don't know what the world will look like in 20 or 30 years from now. Therefore, creativity, imagination, and the ability to explore different possibilities that do not currently exist are essential. The performing arts supports learning by leveraging children's curiosity through make-believe and role-play. They build grit and resilience, and it is these attributes that will be beneficial and valued in the jobs and roles that do not currently exist today. Now, the performing arts is the study of human behaviors and the way in which we connect with people, connect with an environment around us. They help us to understand and refine our communication skills. And this allows an individual to harness them in all kinds of situations. So, for instance, a child wants to become an astronaut, but they cannot experience this. However, they can explore this role through the world of the imaginary. The creative arts encourage us to connect with and understand our intercommunication skills in the moment whilst events are unfolding. And I believe that this is one of the most valuable types of learning, as it supports in-the-moment learning. Not only did the performing arts allow one to connect with and understand their communication skills, but they are also the development of speech and language. And this allows an individual to explore different areas of literacy. These skills acquired allow one to create a sense of imagination, and this can be applied to real-life situations and scenarios. So, for instance, performers create different visions for the performance. So, for instance, a child wants to become an astronaut, as I've said previously. They can do this through speech and language and development. So the current positioning of the arts is something that frightens me, and would do drama educators, composers, artists, or anyone out there who truly values the art of being and the art of connection. The performing arts are said to be systematically removed from the education system. Schools across the UK have noticed dramatic falls in children pursuing the art subjects in their GCSE or A-level subjects by 25%. See, I believe that these statistics are alarming, as a society requires collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and skills of reflection as our world becomes more futuristic. Now, let's take Singapore as an example. Singapore has one of the highest PISA ratings in the world. But several years ago today, the Ministry of Education decided that the education system needed reform. Why? Because while Singapore produces great lawyers and doctors, there are no scientists, engineers, artists, or entrepreneurs. Exactly, this is a big problem. The very traditional test-based system didn't allow creativity or collaboration. I know because I was a product of that system. However, now the Singapore government has realized the importance of a holistic education that does include the performing arts. And as I've said previously, this is even more important during the current landscape we find ourselves in. So as we become only steps closer to a world of futuristic learning and AI technologies, we must adapt to these new methods of thinking by creating and accepting an abundant mindset. See, ever since I was a child, my parents always encouraged me to look at the world from a different perspective, a world where children and young people are influenced and driven by creativity and imagination, a world where subjects such as the performing arts allow an individual to truly succumb to the age of the imagination. Now, without this guidance, I wouldn't be standing here today. So I will continue to live with the knowledge that the arts are not only a subject, but a way of being and the art of human connection. They are the fabric of our everyday lives and transform and create who we are and what we do. Thank you.